Superb. I think we are set for today and we'll get started off. So let me quickly do one thing. Let me open Eclipse and my thing is, let me take the URL. Okay. Mm, okay. Cool. Superb. So today what I'm trying to do is, so my requirement is I just need to launch this browser. After launching this browser, what I need to do is I just need to click on this what is that join now button. So it's pretty simple. Hey Zakir, you can say that it's pretty simple, Zakir. All that I need to do is launch this URL, write the XPath for this join now button, and once I click on join now button, it should open a new tab. So if the new tab is opening, my test case is passed. So pretty simple. I can do it. Chalo, let us try to do it. So it's an automation, right? Okay, let me create one class with the name called iframes. Superb. So all these days, right, we are using the public static void main and we are not having proper structure. So just remember my words, pretty very soon we will be coming out of this difficulty and no need to write the main method. Without that also you can write each method as a single test case and you will see one beautiful report as well. Okay, we'll come to that point. So I'm just writing it. Okay, I'm just launching this, and after that, what I need to do, web element, right? I just need to turn off the copilot, it's very fast. Let me import this. Let me import this as well. Okay, so okay, so I just need to click on join now button, right? So let me get the XPath for this join now button. Let me quickly inspect that. Okay, here it is. It's in anchor tag. Okay. If you have completed my task, whatever I have given, you would be knowing what is anchor tag. So it is in A tag. A is nothing but the anchor tag, which is a link. Okay. It is highlighting. I have written the XPath for that. Okay. Superb, right? So XPath I have written for the join now button, and all that I need to do is I need to click on that, right? Let me quickly click on that. Superb. So this is my pretty simple test case launching the browser. All that I need to do is this thing. So as you know, let me just wait for 5 seconds. That should be fine. And after waiting for say 5 seconds, let me maximize this. That's it. Okay. I need to maximize the window, and now I'm waiting. I'm finding the element. I'm just clicking on that expert. Now, by looking at it, it says that, hey, Zakir, this is it seems to be pretty straightforward. Let me run this up once, okay? So let us see what will happen. So I'm just launching the browser and finding the element join now, and I am trying to click on that element. So let us see what will happen. So I'm just waiting for the browser to be invoked. For the first time, it will be slow. It will check for the version and everything. Nothing on the console yet. Yeah, it's running. Yeah, it just opened. Okay, I am just dragging it. It will wait for 5 seconds. After that, it will maximize and it should click on the join now button, and you should be able to see the new window. That is our requirement, right? Let us wait for a few more seconds. Let us see if it is working or not. Seems like it has not clicked on join now button. Maybe that's the reason you're not seeing that pop-up. If it has clicked on that, it should have clicked on. Let me see if I'm getting any error. Okay, I see some error here. It is telling no such element exception. And next to that, it is very clearly telling that I am not able to find this XPath. Maybe we have written wrong XPath. Let me go and check it out once. Let me copy this. Let me come to the screen. Let me click on inspect. I'm just cross verifying whether I have written wrong XPath or not. Seems like the XPath is correct, and still it is not able to click on that. Anyone, any guess? Anyone, any guess, guys?
Window handling.
Window handling. No, it is in the same window, right? See, it has not opened another window.
Oh, sir.
Okay, very good. See, that's very good answer because yesterday we tried about window handle, right?
Yeah.
Good, good stuff. Okay, excuse me, sorry for that. So,
Within
if
that window, another window is we have to find the XPath.
okay, let me tell you one thing. So, what has happened in this case? What has happened in this case? Let us try to understand that. In whenever a developer is developing a web page, right? He will be creating iframes within that. Iframes within that. I'll talk about that. What is iframe? Okay. Say for example, this is your total web page. Okay. This is your total web page which is in yellow color. So this is your total web page. In this web page, developer will be creating another kind of web page, a page within a page, or that is nothing but your iframe. So this yellow color is a web page, but within that again there is another web page that is nothing but your iframe. So how to identify now if your element, say for example, if your element is present in this frame, you cannot directly click on that element. I repeat, if your web element is present inside the web frame, you cannot directly click on that. Say Zakir, how many iframes can be there in an web page? There can be many. Okay, but there it's a rare case. Mostly it will be one or two or three. Okay, so just in case if your web element is not able to identify, if you're not able to click, just make sure that whether it is present inside a iframe. Let me check if it is. I'm telling this as iframe 1, and this name is iframe 2. And for example, the very first would be the index of 0, and this is having index of 1, something like that. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell is, if you are, for example, assume there is another element here. Say for example, enter age, enter age. Now, how to handle this kind of situation? So, iframe is nothing but a page within the page. Like, if you need a perfect example, once you launch the IRCTC website, right, you can see many iframes inside that. Say, for example, if you are trying to book a ticket, right, at below it will be checking, click on for hotels, click on for this travel plan. For to this a place, pilgrimage place, something like that. So they will be embedding another web page inside that. So once you click on that, it will take down to their page. So instead of creating multiple pages, right, they try to incorporate everything or many things into single web page. So nevertheless, the problem here is your web element join now. You understood that it is inside a frame. Now your question is, Sakir, how would I know whether that element is in the iframe or not, or how to check at least whether there are iframes present inside my web page or not? Okay, it's a very simple thing. Most of the people, what they will do is they'll write the XPath for this, and they will go and check whether it is present inside the iframe. So how do they do that? So this is a tough way to do. I'm just telling that as well. Pause that, I'll tell you the shortcut. Okay, so your element is here. So your element is present inside a iframe. If you could see, if if you could see, there is a tag called iframe. Below that or inside that, if you expand that, right, then only your web element is present. Yes or no? So your web element is present here. Anchor tag with text join now. And this is, if you keep on closing everything, parent tag, parent tag, parent tag, parent tag, yes or no? This thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, and everything is present in your iframe tag. So this is your parent and this is your child. So this is quite tough, right, to understand. So for that reason, what I will tell you, right, very first thing, if your test case is not working, or to be on a safer side, or if you get the information from the developer that there is a iframe in your web page, just right click on inspect. Then you know that for sure every iframe will be having a tag of iframe. So just directly go and search here, control F double slash iframe. That's it, guys. See, you understood that? Yes, there is a iframe. There is a iframe. So where is join now present here? If you could see, let me zoom down a bit, you will understand. Okay. See, these are all the web elements. These are not present in the web page, but this section is a web iframe. If you could say, I'm just highlighting. This is getting highlighted. How many iframes are there in my page? A single iframe is present, only one iframe. For that reason, you are seeing one of one. So now if you could see, your web element join now is present inside this iframe. Oh my God. Okay. Now you understood that. Okay. My web element, which I was trying to click, right, it is present inside the web page. So if you are trying to directly perform the operation on that, you cannot perform any operation on that. So let me remove this as well, because you know, right, there is only single iframe in your case. Mhm. Now your driver object is present on the web page, it has opened, so you can perform the operation that are outside of the iframe. So your driver object control is on this web page, yes or no, but your web element is present inside the iframe. So in that case, what we need to do is, you need to tell your driver, hey, please switch to that iframe and try to perform that operation. Now the question is, how to tell my driver to switch to that? It's pretty simple. It's a very simple thing. So even before clicking on that, right, so what you need to do, you need to switch to that frame. Yes or no? You need to switch to the frame. So now the question is, how to switch to the frame? Yes or no? How to switch to that frame? Pretty simple. It's like driver dot, you're telling your driver just to switch to that frame, switch to dot frame. Superb, right? See, if you could see, there are three ways in which you can switch to that frame. You can switch by index, that is nothing but a 0th index, because it is only one. If it is two, second index, third index. But I would tell not to switch by index. It is difficult for you, because If you want to switch from one frame to another frame with index, you'll not have control. So the next best option is to switch by name or id. Name or id. Now let us see if my frame is having any attribute called name or id. If it is there, we'll try to switch with that. And third option is switch to the frame by the web element. I will talk about this as well. Okay, let me go and check whether my frame is having any name or id, because that is one of the option through which I can switch to that. Okay, so let me go here. Let me inspect that. Iframe, it is right. Mm, mm. Here, if you could see, there is the id from my frame, and also there is a name also. Name is what is a id? It is course hyphen iframe, whereas the name it is iframe hyphen name. So I can either use this id or I can use this name. If you are having both, you can take one of it, or if you are having only one, you can take one of it. So let me take the id, copy this. So driver dot switch to dot frame. I'm switching by name or id, right? So I need to give the id here. So the id is this thing. Super. After switching to the frame, now if I run this piece of code, I should be able to successfully click on that. Okay, so let me add one more bit here for my understanding so that I can help you out. So this time I should not get this error, because I am now telling my driver, hey, switch to this frame, then only click on that. Yes or no? That's what I have written the code. If you could see, I'm switching to that frame, and after that I am performing the click operation. Let me run my program and let me check whether it is working or not. This time what should happen? It should directly, not instead of directly trying to click, it should switch to that frame and click on that, because we have written the piece of code for that, right? Cool, let us see that. For some reason my laptop is very slow. So this time it should launch the browser. So line number 13, it should wait for 5 seconds, and after that it should maximize the window. And instead of directly trying to click on the join now, this time we are trying to switch to that window, and the method name we are using is driver dot switch to dot frame. So it has just opened up, so I'm just getting it. So if it is clicking on the join now button, it is nothing but it's working. That's what I'm trying to tell. It is okay, seems like a pop-up has come up on that. Anything on the error side? Let me check it out again. Okay, okay. It is telling that your thing was interrupted due to this, because what is happening is after some time a pop-up was coming, right? It is telling that pop-up is not allowing me to click on that. So let me remove the wait. After a few seconds, I am seeing that pop-up. So I'm removing the wait there. Oh my god, it will take time again. Let me launch the browser again. So in your entry question, they'll be asking how do you handle frames. So it's pretty simple. You can tell that I can switch to the frame. So take the same example. Once you launch the web browser and in the web page, your driver object will be on the web page but not on the iframe. If I want to switch to the iframe, there are three ways I can switch. I can use the piece of code called driver.switch to .frame, and inside that I can use the attribute called id or name or index, or I can also write this iframe as a web element and switch to that iframe as a web element. Then only I'll be able to perform the action on that. For example, here it is join now. In your test case, assume that there is a text box where you need to enter the age. So after switching to that iframe, then only you can enter your text side by using the send keys method. So that is the beauty of the iframes. So that is how you can uh, switch to the iframe. A very common interview question is they'll be asking in this way: you have launched the browser, you have written the correct text path for clicking on the web element, but still you are not able to click on that. What would be the reason? The very common reason would be maybe that web element is present inside a iframe. So that should be your answer. I will go and verify whether that element is inside the iframe. If it is inside the iframe, I need to switch to that iframe. Then only I need to perform the action. That should be your interview answer. I hope you got how to switch to the iframe, right? If yes, just give me a thumbs up. I have one more interesting thing here. Awesome. Now, guys, very good. I hope everyone is clear. Thank you so much for that. I have one more question here. Now, after clicking on join now button, right? After clicking on join now button, what I need to do is I need to click on this radio button. I need to click on this radio button. So that is what my requirement is. Okay, let me check whether I am able to do that or not. So first thing is I need to write the XPath for this, right? Okay. And input at the rate of value is equal to this thing. Okay, so this is the XPath for the radio button. I need to click on the radio button. My test case is something like that. What I'll do is I'll just write the XPath for that. So let me write something like this. Clicking on radio button 1. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Web element radio 1 is equals to driver dot find element by dot XPath. Yes or no? So from here I'm trying to click on this and post that. Right, clear. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to switch to the frame, click on join now, and post that I'm clicking on the radio button. Let me check whether my test case will work or not. If someone sees wants to say something, they can tell, hey Zakir, this will fail for so and so reason. Yes, go ahead, unmute yourself and tell it out.
This will fail, Zakir, because it is sitting in iframe. The driver is sitting in iframe.
Ah, very good. So driver is currently in the iframe. Very good answer. Very good. See, now after clicking on the join now button, what should happen? It should click on radio 1. Let me check whether it has clicked or not. Let me scroll up. If you could see, it is not, it has not clicked on the radio 1 button. My bad. Let's see why it has not clicked on the radio 1 button. Let me check whether any error. It is telling something, no such element exception. So what is one interview question is, what are the exceptions you will see in your what is that, automation testing? One of the most common interview question, this thing, and your answer should be no such element. It is telling that I am not able to find this element with this XPath. There is no such element with this XPath. Let me check whether I have written a proper XPath or not. I'm just doubting myself. Okay, then Control F, Control V. I have written proper XPath only, but still I'm not able to click on that. Reason being, let me go and check it out once. Okay, so it was the very good answer from Shelfie. I would really, I really appreciate that. So because you are now sent your driver to here, you have switched your driver to here. Your driver is present inside this iframe, whereas your radio button is somewhere outside of the iframe. So now the best again the common entry question or the common error what we see is, after performing the operations whatever you want to do here, after switching to that frame you need to come out of that frame. So how to come out of that frame? The answer is pretty simple. So what was the default place at which you are there, right? You need to come to that place. So how to do that? Driver dot switch to dot default content. That's it, guys. Very simple this statement. So coming out of the frame. Yes or no? I'm just coming out of the frame. So the way you can do it is driver dot switch to dot default content. That's it. So switching to the frame with the help of web element, performing the click operation. Now I am coming out of the frame. If I say if I'm coming out of the frame, so your driver object was here, now it is here. Then only you will be able to perform that operation. Let me check it out once. Okay, let me run this. So this time it should work properly. So if someone is asking about iframes, it's pretty simple. I have also covered what are the entry questions. That's the reason I'm telling you people to join the sessions and be active. So it should now click on the radio button as well. Let me go and check whether it has clicked or not. Superb. If you could see, it has now clicked on the radio button. Reason being because now you have come out of the frame. Okay. That's the beauty of your iframes. So if someone is asking any question related to iframe, I believe you should be able to answer it. So you can switch by ID or name, or you can switch by index, or you can switch by web element. So you can write the web element itself as thing here. So I have switched with web element here. I have previously switched with frame ID. Okay, you can switch either one way, guys. Okay, out of all the three ways. And the next question is, how do you come out of the frame? It's pretty simple. Driver dot switch to dot default content. Okay, and next common entry question is, you have written proper XPath, you have written everything perfectly, but still it's not working. What would be the cause? The cause would be it's inside the frame. So that should be your answer. Hope you guys have understood what I'm trying to tell, and you are in a better position now, and you guys should be able to handle the iframe. So just in case if your test case is failing and you have written correct XPath, make sure that it is not present inside the frame. If it is present inside the frame, just go write a code to switch to that frame, and your test case should pass. Cool, right? I believe we are good with iframes now. Everyone, super. Quickly write it down very fast. So static means it is the same and it is not changing. And whereas dynamic, it means that it is changing and it is tend to change. So how to write the XPath for this and how to understand the table dynamics. Okay, let me quickly do one thing. I think I already created one Excel sheet for you people. Let me open that up. One second. Okay. I think it was in the other table. Okay, sure, not an issue. So how to understand the table structure and how to print the values from the table, and the very common question what they would ask is what is the I'll ask you all the interview questions from that. First, let me try to explain this. Just a minute, guys. చిన్న ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఉందిరా రే మెల్లిగా రా జర బోల్వా ఓకే sorry for that. So what I was telling is so let me right click on that and let me inspect it. So let us try to understand how a web table will look like. Okay, so if you could see, each table has a name or ID. In few of the case they'll be having the ID, in our case it is a name. So once you could see, it is highlighting the total table. So the tag name is table here. Similarly, if I search for the other table, there should be another tag for this table as well. Okay, let me search. Control F. How many tables are there? See, 5 tables are there. One, this is one, this is one, this is one. Okay, so but I'm interested in this, right? So let me go and check here. Let us try to understand the structure of the table. Okay, there will be a lot of entry questions from this, and you'll be writing this. Okay, so this is the table. Each table has rows. Each table has rows. This is your first row. Second row, see, it is slowly highlighting. Third row, fourth row, fifth, sixth, seventh. So in my table, there are a total of 7 rows. Okay, I repeat, in my table, there are a total of 7 rows. Now, how to check how many columns are there inside the row? Let me go to the first row. So let me write it here. So for your ease of understanding, let me open the notepad. The structure, see, it's very simple, guys. So people will feel that the coding is tough and you'll not be able to remember or blah, blah, many things. But it's pretty simple. All that you need to do is you need to practice. So you understood that there is a table and the tag name for the table is table. And there are rows and the tag name for that rows or TR, table rows, TR. Okay, this is for the table and this is for the rows inside the table. TR stands for table row. That's it. Okay, you are trying to understand the structure of the table. Okay, now so you know that if you want to go to the second row, all that you will do is just give TR of 2. If you want to go sixth row, you will give TR of 6. If you want to go third row, you will give TR of 3. Okay, now how to go to the column? How to go to the column? Let me expand this. So now I am on the TR, right? At TR3 I am expanding. If you could see, there is something called TD. 1, 2, 3. So let me scroll a bit up. So try to understand the structure of the HTML. So this is your parent tag. Okay. Your parent is having how many childs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 childs. So again, this row number, if you could see, this is like a parent. Again, this is having 4 children. So TR of 3, TD of 1, TD of 2, TD of 3, TD of 4. So there are a total of 4 columns or 4 values in a given row. How to find that? It is again TD. So how to find the columns? Columns will be having a tag of TD. That's it, guys. If you want first column, just give it of 1. If you want second column, give it as 2. If it is third, give. If you are directly giving TD, it is difficult for the what is that Selenium code to understand. First, you need to tell at what row, and then you need to tell at what column. It is like a matrix. If you remember from your mathematics classes, if you have if you could recollect it, it is nothing but a matrix. So TR stands for row and TD stands for the column. That's it. So now with knowing this structure, right, it's pretty easy for us now. So first thing is, let me write the parent tag. So table, and there are many tables here. I want to go only to this static table, right? So this is the book table. So I'll give the attribute as name. At the rate of name is equals to this thing. So this is highlighting the total table. Now if I want to go for third row, just tr of sorry, second row. mm, So if I want to go to the second row in the table, this is the column, right? The first one is the header. If you could see, if you expand the first row, it is having TH. TH stands for header. Header is common for all these strings, right? This is a book name. This is the author name. This is the subjects. These are the prices. So first row is always the header table header. Okay, and the other value. So for example, if I want the third row, in the third row, I want the subject. So it is TD of, that's it. If I want the price, now it is this thing. That's it. Okay, so it's very simple. So all that you need to understand is write the table name and which row and which column it is. For example, now let me do one thing very quickly. Let me paste this chat in the chat here. Now I have written the XPath for what? For 500, or let me write it. Now I want the XPath for Mukesh. What would be the XPath? I have already pasted the XPath. Change the values and share me very soon. Everyone, I repeat, I want the XPath for Mukesh. What would be the XPath for Mukesh? Quickly tell me, and let us see who will tell it. So this is the reference, right? This is a third row. This is fourth, fifth. Okay, let me make it as fifth row. Okay, so let me give TD of 5. So TD of 5, I need Mukesh, right? So Mukesh is setting at TD of 2, I believe. Okay, that is how you can write the XPath for the static table. So you need to understand at which row it is present and which column it is present. Okay. I hope you guys are getting it right. Now let me ask another question. Now I want the XPath for this thing, JavaScript. Type in your chat very fast now. Take this as reference. So understand at which row it is present and which column it is present. Make it fast, guys. Come on, Mahendra, everyone, copy this XPath and write, paste your XPath. Okay, someone has written 7 and 3. Okay, I want answers from everyone. I want answers from everyone, guys. Your friend Shelf is telling that it is at row number 3 and column number, row number 7 and column number 3. I want answers from everyone. Please, please type in your answer there. I see only a single answer till now. Okay, 733 Ruhi, very good. Others, please, please type in, guys. Because if you're not able to type right, it is difficult for you to understand. Everyone, I want answer from everyone. Okay, let us see whether that is correct or not. I see most of the people have written 7 and 3. It's pretty
Yeah,
simple.
Zamir, it's for JavaScript, right?
Yes. Okay, superb. So the correct answer is at row number 3 and column number 7. Okay, good. Now, uh, your interviewer is asking, I want to print all the values from this table into the console. I repeat, this is very, very important interview question. Please hold on, whatever work you are doing. Okay, I repeat, try to understand the importance of this topic. So let me copy paste it here. So this was your question. So what he's telling this, he wants to print all the values from this. He wants to print all the values from this. Mm. So now what would be your approach? Anyone first try to understand what should be the approach. So this is the table and he want to print all the values. He don't want the header, but at least he wants to print all the values inside this table. So what is the challenge you are facing now? Try to think about it. And he's telling write a common code. If I give the XPath of the table, right, it should print all the rows and all the values. It should not be only limited to this. If you are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here, there are a total of 7. Okay, if you could see this, but all that he wants is the total table. Even though, for example, tomorrow if there are two new values are getting added, but still you should not update your code. It should handle it automatically. He's telling that that is how you should write the code. So now what is the approach? First thing is I need to understand how many rows are there. Yes or no? If I know the rows, I can simply use one for loop and I can iterate through first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, sixth row. If there are 10 rows or 100 rows, I can get the size of the rows and I can iterate through all the rows. I can iterate through all the rows. I hope you are getting me right. Just give me thumbs up if you understood what I have told just now. Superb. So what I need to do is I need to understand how many rows are present here. How many rows are present here, excuse me, how many rows are present here. Okay, so next thing is, even though if there are 100 rows, you can just use the for loop for int I is equals to 0, I is less than 100. So you should be in a position to automatically get the count of the rows. So if you are able to do that, okay, I will get the for loop and I will use this for loop to iterate through the row size. Yes or no? Now there is one more problem. Today there are only four. Now you have handle if there are multiple rows also, you are using a for loop and you'll get the row size. It will iterate through all the rows. Now assume that tomorrow the column count is also not constant. There is a chance that he's telling tomorrow I'll add address column and I'll add one more column here. Excuse me. So today, if you write the code to hard code 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, no, it will not work. He's telling that again, I can add another column called address here. Again, a challenge. So you need to handle again by getting the columns count 1, 2, 3, 4. This time it is 5. So I can use another for loop. Okay, another for loop, and I can get the column size. Now I am very clear with my problem statement and I have the total control. Even if the row count is changing, even if the column count is changing, right? I can easily handle it because I am using two for loops. First for loop to handle all the rows. Second for loop is to handle all the columns. So I can use two for loops in this case because rows may change. I am using handling with first for loop. Columns may change. I am getting with second for loop. Now next question is Zakir, how to get the count of the rows. Okay, let me do one thing. It's pretty simple, guys. Nothing much to worry about. It's very simple. Just double tap and give the table and just give the name. Just give at the rate of name is equals to. So this is getting a total. What is that? If it is, if you could see, it is highlighting. It is highlighting all the table, total table, but you want only the rows. You want only the rows, right? You want how many rows are there, how many TRs are there. You can't go and count here and tell your for loop these are the counts of TRs. You need to write it automatically, right? After writing the XPath for the table, just give double slash and just give TR. If you could see, it is returning first row, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Superb. If you am writing this XPath for another table, all that you will change is the name of the table, but still it will return the total rows inside the table. So this is how you can get the count of all the, you can get the list of elements. So treat each row as a web element. Treat each row as a web element. Today I'll be using one more term called find elements. Find elements. So if it is returning a single web element till today we were using one of one. It was a single web element, but now it is returning a list of web elements. Each list is nothing but your unique row. So let me write the XPath for this. Okay, let me open up. So let me create, go to the automation. So web tables it is, right? So let me create a class for that. See slowly how smartly we are playing around and we are getting web tables. Okay, this is in Selenium, right? Okay, web tables in Selenium. Let me finish it off. So let me just add the, so this is to, this is XPath to get the total, what is that? Row count. Okay, cool. Super. Now next question. Hey Zakir, how to get the column count? Okay, let us try it out. So you know that every row has same set of columns, even if it is the first row or second row, it is having the same set of columns. How many columns are there in the first this row? 4. How many columns are there in this row? 4. How many columns are there in this row? 4. So what you can do is smartly take this. I can take any what is that row. Let me take it as the second row or first row. Let me get the column count. Okay, first row, if you want to get the column count, right, just give th. I'm not giving th of 1, it will return only single. I'm just giving th. So what system will do is it will go to the first row tr of 1, and in that it will iterate through all the columns. I'm not specifically mentioning which column, right? So it will return me all the columns. So here if you could see, by writing this simple XPath, I am able to get all the columns. Superb. So there was a challenge for me, right? How to get the count of rows, how to get the count of columns. So this XPath is used to get the total rows, and this XPath is used to get the total columns. Okay, superb. I think everyone is clear here, right? Just give me a thumbs up if you guys have understood. Because if you understood this, right, you no need to again come back and superb, superb, guys. Very good. So now again, instead of this is returning a list of elements. I repeat, list. This there are total 4 elements in this list, and already we have spoke about array list in Java, right? If you want to store a similar elements, we have created one array list and added names. We have created one array list and added numbers, right? Similarly, we should now create a list and add the web elements inside that. Okay, here there are total 4 elements. Now let me do one thing. Let me launch this URL first. See, if you understood this question right, you can crack any topic, guys. Okay. Okay, let me give it as web driver. Driver is equals to new Chrome driver. 1 second. Okay, driver dot get URL, and this is the URL. Okay, now please listen to me very carefully. All these days we were using driver dot find element because it was returning a single web element. Now these guys are returning the list of web elements. If you could see, it is not a single value. So it is returning total 7 here. 5 of 7, 1 of 7, 2 of 7. So this is a list. So if it is a list, or if it is returning more than one return type, please use, I repeat, this is an interview question. What is the return type of driver dot find element? It is a web element. What is the return type of driver dot find elements? Driver dot find elements. Let me check what is the return type for that. So XPath, and this is the XPath. Okay, so here the return type for the driver dot find element is list of web elements. It is telling, hey, I will not be returning a single web element. I will be returning the list. So save it inside the list. How to add the elements list? And you are not storing the strings here, right? You are storing the web elements. List of web elements. Okay, just give the name as rows. That's it, right? So let me import the list interface here, Java util, and then let me import the web element. That's it, guys. So now you have stored all the web elements inside your list called rows. So this will list all the rows. So yes or no? Let me go and write the XPath. Now total rows. Okay. Similarly, let me write again I repeat, use driver dot find elements. If you could see, the return type for the driver dot find elements is list of web element. Okay. And now how to write the XPath? By dot XPath, and the XPath is here. We have already written the XPath, right? See how slowly we are coming out of the problem. This is very complex interview question, but still I tried my best to make you understand. So the return type for this is list, right? So I need to store it inside the list. And list of what? This is returning the list of web elements. So let me tell it as columns. Okay, superb. So we have successfully got the rows, got the count. We are getting the total list, but we're not getting the size, right? How to get the size? Very simple, you know, right? If you could remember, go to your Java concepts or Java learning. I think I have talked about array list, right? The array list. Yeah, how to get the size? Okay, how to get the size? Dot size is the method to get the total size of the array list. See, we are just making use of the things which we already know. So int rows size is equals to, what is the list name here? Rows, right? The list name itself I have given it as rows dot size. That's it. Superb. You got the total size of the column size is equals to, where you are storing all your columns in the columns list, right? Columns dot size. Superb. Good. Awesome, right? See how smartly we are playing. Okay, we have now got the total size. If even if someone is changing the XPath, right, all that they need to do is just change the XPath and the total code will work. Nothing much to do. Or if you want, you can pass this as a parameter or anything. So I think we are clear till here, right? Just give me a thumbs up, everyone. I was telling that slowly we'll try to move ahead and slowly we'll try to go ahead with the complex questions. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, we may extend a bit, but still it's for your well-being. Okay, cool. Now let me take the first for loop. First for loop is to iterate through the rows, right? Okay, so int I is equals to 1, I is less than row size. Okay, dot, sorry, I
A
plus
plus
plus.
plus.
Okay, cool. Very good. Now let me take this for loop. So this for loop, whatever I am writing is to iterate through all the rows. Iterate through all the rows. Another for loop should be there, right? After
Yeah.
in the first for loop, I am in the first row, and again I need to write another for loop. Let me do it here. So the first for loop, for the first for loop, I am in the first row. Again, I need to add another for loop to iterate through all the columns in that for loop, right? So for that reason, I'm going here and again I am writing another for loop. Int j is, this time I'm using j is equals to 1. Let me check if I'm doing any mistakes. Rows dot column size. Okay, j plus plus. Okay, cool, right? Super. So now I should handle. So what should happen? First for loop is to iterate through the rows. Second for loop is to iterate through the columns. Okay, now see the magic here. Let me try to understand this. Okay, okay, let me, how many four, right? Let me write it next to this. Just a moment, guys. So this is your TR1, right? Okay, TR1, TR2, TR3, TR4, and TR6. Okay, I think this is a table row 2 because here comes your TR1, right? Let me copy this. So total 7 tables are there. Okay, very good. Let me expand like that itself. Okay, let us try to understand how to write the dynamic XPath. This is very important. Okay, dynamic XPath is nothing but on the go the XPath will change. Okay, and this is your what is that first column, right? TD of 1. So it will be something like this. TR2, TD of 1, TD of 2, TD of 3. So try to understand what I'm doing here. It's pretty simple. I'm just telling that you need to create these many XPaths, guys. So if you want first row all the values, you need to create these many XPaths. Okay, let me go to the web page and I'll explain it here. Okay, so first thing is it should start from the TR of 2 because I'm least bothered about the what is that columns, right? TD of so it should be TD of 1 first XPath, row 2 first column, row 2 second column, row 3 third column, row 2 fourth column. Now I have successfully written all the values, right? Again I need to update the row. I need to change it to 3. After that again I need to start from where? I need to start from first. Okay, that is what I am doing. Again second, third, fourth. After completing that again I need to come back and update it to 4. After 4, 1, 2. So that is what I am doing. I am telling that I need to create these many XPaths. Yes or no? So if you could see here, it is starting from which row? Because I need only table values. I don't want columns. So it should start from 2. It should start from 2. So my row counter should start from 2. That's the reason I'm updating it to 2. I understood it. How I understood it? I have written the code here, right? So this is tr of 1, tr of 2. So I should start from tr of 2, and whereas for the columns I should start from 1. But every time if you could see, I should write an XPath in such a way that table, okay, at the rate of name is equals to book table. Okay, okay, and tr of rows, okay, and tr of columns. So here, if you could see, your row is sitting in your I value. So let me give it as I. First for loop, and after that in the second for loop, let me give it as j. So now every time for the first for loop I value will be 1, and this will rotate for 4 times. I is 1, j is 1. I is, sorry, I'm starting from 2, right? 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4. Super, completed. All the columns are completed. It will come out of this loop, and again from here. So this time it got incremented to 3. So tr of 3, again it will start from 1. Tr of 3, 3 1, 3 2, 3 t, 3 4, 3 5. Again 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5. Again 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, up to 7. So I need to create a dynamic XPath, but here I need to pass the value of I and j. That's it, guys. Okay, let me create a dynamic just a temporary web element where the XPath will change on the fly. Driver dot find element. This time it is single element. Okay, because I am highlighting single web element. Now I should cleverly write an XPath wherein it will, but this time copy this. Let me copy the XPath onto the chat. Okay, but here I am hard coding. I can't write this XPath for 20 times, right? TR of 1, TR of 2, TR of 3, TR of 4, 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4, 3 1 3 2 3 3 3 4, 4 1 4 2 4 3 4 4. I cannot write that. So I am smartly, what I'm doing is I am, instead of removing this, I'm printing Y. If I give Y, it will fail because I, it is taking it as a character. I want to give the value variable I. Variable will be in which color? Brown color, right? Which is a local variable I. So if you want to give any variable within this string, so this is like a total string, right? This is like a total string. How you define string? Yes or no? String name is equal to, do you remember? This is how you define. So within this itself, if you want to give something, right, what you will do? I told you to guess, just give a plus, right? Just plus, give the variable name, again give plus, and yes, close it off. That is how we have done. So let me tell it again here. String temp is equals to, I'm just telling it as Hussein. I want to insert Hussein inside this string. So what you need to do? So I want to insert this variable temp in the Zakir. Okay, Zakir Sheikh. How you guys will do? First thing is, there is a variable. So first thing is, I'll just add a plus icon, then give temp. Close this first, then give plus, then give temp. That's what it is. Again, then give plus, then again give the double quotations. Okay, that's it. Any error here? So error is gone. So if you want to insert a variable inside a string, what you are doing is you are adding this quotation plus symbol plus and quotation. So what I'm telling is just add this thing, simple logic. That's it. Inside that, you need to give the variable name. That's it, right? Variable name. So similarly, I'm doing the same thing here. So I'm just adding double quotations, giving plus plus, I'm just giving I value. That's it. Superb. Similarly, let me do it here. Double quotations, plus plus, I'm giving j value. Now see how beautifully we are forming the dynamic XPath. So it will, every time it will change. I value for the first time will be 2 and j will be 1. 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4. Again j value will be 3, then it will be 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4. So now every time I need to print the values, right? Let me do one thing. How to get the value from a web element? How to get the value? No, right? Get text is the method. So string text is equals to, if you want to get any text from the given web element, so just give web element dot get text. So that will return the text of that web element. So in my case, for example, if it is this thing, it is highlighting learn selenium, it will return learn selenium. For td, td of 2 and td of 1, if you are using get text, it will return selenium. Okay. Similarly, if you are using get text for this thing, right, it will return selenium. If it is Amit. Okay. And this time, if it is 5 or 4, it will return 300. So I'm forming the dynamic XPath. I'm printing the value. So I'm getting the text and let me print it out. See, so and let me print the text. That's it. So I believe this is not needed for you. This was just for your understanding. Let me remove this. Okay. Now what should happen? You should be able to print all the values from the web table. Okay, let us see whether it will run or not, and if there are any issues or if there are any problems. Let us see. Okay, let me wait for a few seconds. Thread.sleep. See, you should be able to handle, if you are able to do crack this right, you are very good at web tables now. I have covered all the questions, entry questions in this. Okay. After waiting, driver dot manage dot windows dot maximize. Okay. So hopefully we'll close our sessions today. Let me run this. Okay. Now we should see all the values in the console. Okay. Let me drop the console on the right hand side. Okay. It has opened the browser. It should maximize it. After waiting for 5 seconds, yes, after waiting for 5 seconds, it has maximized, and in the backend it should get all the values and it should print the values from this, right? Learn Selenium, Amit, everything. Let us check whether it is working or not, guys. Superb. So let me check whether it has printed all the things. Seems like it is missing something, right? It is missing the what? I'll tell you. It has not. Let me.
Price as it is integer.
No, 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 no. It has printed, hold on for a second. It has printed learn Selenium, Amit, Selenium, and it is missing 300. Again, it is learn Java, Mukesh, something and something. The reason is you are using less than here. I repeat, and also if you could see here, we should have missed the last row also, if I'm not wrong. See, I am printing only master in Java, after that Amod, after that Java. Let me do one thing. Let me add a, what is that? After every printing every row, see, this is used to print the row value, right? After printing each row, I'm adding the star mark so that it is easy for me to understand. Okay. Chalo, let me run this time. Let me check what is happening. So try to help me out where I'm doing the mistake, guys. I'm telling the clue. I'm doing the mistake at line number 31 and 33. What is the mistake I'm doing? Everyone help me out, please. Meanwhile, I'm running the code. I'm not bringing the tab here. So within 5 seconds, you'll see all the values. Okay, it is printing only how many rows? It is printing only, it is missing one row and one column. Why it is that?
Less than or equals to.
Very good, guys. Very good. Here I am starting from here, but I'm telling less than. I'm telling the total count is 7, but I'm telling only printing till 6 because I'm using till 6 only. So I is equals to 3, 4, 5, 6, but the row size is 7. So I should use less than or equals to here and also less than or equals to here. Now if I run that, this time let me add remove the sleep as well. Okay, I don't want to hold you back. This time after printing all the values, let me close it as well. Okay, driver dot quit. Okay, just in case if it has opened multiple instances. Okay, so I'm running the code. This time it should print all the values. Okay, this time it should print all the values from the row. Superb, guys. Okay, superb. If you could see, it is now printing all the values. Let me go and cross verify once. Okay, so if you could see here, learn Selenium, Amit Selenium 300. And the last one is master in Java, Amit JavaScript and 1000. Okay, so that is the beauty of this piece of code. If someone is asking you interview question, I will give you the word from that web table. You just need to tell me at what row and what column it is. How to do that? Just add a if statement inside this for loop. If the text is matching, if text is equals to that selenium, print I and j value. That's it. Simple, right? So you can crack many problems for this single thing. Okay, that's the beauty of this. Okay, please try to understand this piece of code line by line while writing, and how to create a dynamic XPath, how to pass the parameter during the runtime, and how to get your work done. So that is on the web table. So this is quite interesting, right? Even though I have taken extra time, I believe you guys have understood this. Hey, hello, hello. Sorry guys, I just dropped off. Am I audible? Okay. So where I was telling that even though I have taken a extra bit of time, it is for your well-being only. The only thing was I tried my best. So yesterday I was sitting for some time and trying to get this question so that it will cover most of the things. Okay, that's on the web table. Hope you have understood this session. And if yes, just give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please ask me now itself. I want thumbs up from each and everyone, because this covers all the entry questions from web table: how to get the row, how to get the size, how to iterate through the row, how to iterate through the column, and as well as if someone is asking any entry question, to solve that. Okay, cool. Now there is a very good entry question for you people. Now that you know, what is that, 1 second, you guys are able to see my screen, right? Okay, I don't want to hold you back. So I'll talk about that tomorrow. For now, let us try to complete this. So the code is there on your screen. Try to complete this, and this is under your this thing. So today we discussed about web tables, and also we discussed about iframes. I think we are good on that part. Okay, cool guys. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, please ask me now itself.